So question 1, identify and explain 2 methods to seeking feedback from members to know whether or not they are satisfied with their fitness experience and services received. So first up, we're trying to establish how we're going to get an understanding if our client is enjoying the session, if they're liking it, if they're disliking it, and how we're going to be able to get true, honest opinions and feedback from our clients. So we've got a couple of suggested methods we can use so that we've put through. So we've got our feedback questionnaires. So you think about in your regards to your training, what type of feedback are you receiving in your? Are you asked to give feedback based on the training programs or your games? Like, how are you giving feedback back to coaches or managers or whoever you're dealing with? How do you normally?
Yeah, they'll just normally directly ask us, really.
Yep. All right. So informal communication. So that for me is informal communication. So that would be what I want you to do is I want you to use your own experience as much as possible to answer these questions. It's going to make life a lot easier for you. So first of all, that would be informal communication. So if that's the way, how would you answer that in your own words? If you said, all right, first method is they're asking me. So you put down informal communication. How would you put a response together for that?
Not sure what you mean.
Okay, so if you're writing that out in your own, like if I was now and you thought, oh, one way I get feedback give feedback training is if I do people just asking me. Okay, so I would put method 1, informal communication. Okay, so I would maybe in my own words I might write down one of the ways I get feedback. I can get feedback from members is just by asking them questions about the workout, what they rated the workout, what they thought of it, and then
forming an opinion.
Yeah, and forming an opinion. So that will just basically that kind of format in regards to responses, and write that down. So whenever in a question it lists identify and explain the method, or you need to obviously list it and explain that method. So whenever if this said identify 2 methods, you just have to put down informal communication or suggestion box. That's it. So that's what so we need to kind of get an understanding. Whenever it says explain, we need to put it in our own context, in our own wording. So we're able to explain. We're able to identify the understanding of what the question is about.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we've got that one. So what's another way away from training? What's another way you can get feedback?
Normally there's we have like an app for the team where they'll like ask us how the workload's been and that.
Yeah. So feedback questionnaires could be
something similar to that.
Yeah. So feedback questionnaires doesn't have to be on a hard copy. I write it down. It could be through email. It could be through apps. So that's probably another way. So they're rating the feedback. So they're asking for feedback after the session as well.
Yeah.
So through an app or email. So you can do it for a hard copy through email or through an app. That feedback you can get that feedback where they're asking you what the question, different questions about the workout.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So that's your two feedback methods I want you to use to answer this question. So what I'm going to do is just have a little bit of just open up the assignment on your end as well. As you're putting the answers down, just to give you a little bit of guidance in the beginning, so that we can kind of get you into the right direction.
So you want me to start writing that down?
Yeah, start writing when you're ready.
How's that?
Yep, that's good. So what I want you to do as well is just with the last one, maybe the different styles of feedback questionnaires. So in
Like an
regards
example,
to,
you reckon?
so yeah, maybe the different methods. So maybe say in regards to via email or hard copy questionnaire or
Okay.
via an app as well, just so that in regards to how the communication is taking place as well. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, perfect. All right, I think we're good. So yeah, so what we'll do now is we'll write. I want you to write through the answers while we're discussing it anyway. That way, as it's fresh in your mind, you're kind of writing down the responses as well. All right, so question 2 says, list and explain 3 strategies to overcome the following training considerations which may arise within a fitness setting. So considerations, we've got cultural considerations, social and behavioural. So cultural would be more around cultures and beliefs. So how could you modify training programs to cater for religious and culture beliefs?
Yeah,
Okay, so let's break that down. So when we think about cultural beliefs, what could possibly be a reason that a cultural belief may affect or what we have to consider when we're putting together a training program? Or like,
well,
yeah,
if you're Islamic, you're currently going through Ramadan.
yes,
That takes a toll on the body.
yes. All right. So let's put that down. So we're answering the question based around, firstly, based on certain, maybe based around certain religious beliefs. We'll need to modify our training intensities or timing of our training to so the right was to be able to accommodate our client and then and then have the example. So have you got anyone in your team that is at the moment fasting?
No.
No? Okay. So what strategies would you put in place to counter for that? So what if someone is fasting? So just say that they're fasting. So it's from sun up to sundown, right? So what strategies could you use to overcome that issue? With obviously the issue is going to be because of no food and water, the dehydration, and the risk on safety if they're doing exercise programs.
Working out at times that suits them.
Yep, perfect. So working out times that suits them. Perfect. All right. So let's say social considerations. So you'll see in the tutor notes, a social consideration may be, how do you cater for fitness programs for the socioeconomically disadvantaged population? So you're looking at people that may have financial constraints. So how do we put that into a consideration in regards to training? So you've got a client, you've got someone in front of you, and they want to do some PT, and they might say to you, "Look, I'm really keen to start training." You say, "Oh, great! Here's the program here. Each session is going to roughly cost you $50 a session." And then I say, "Look, I can't really afford that money. What strategy can you do to overcome that?"
Have a payment plan?
Yep. So you can have a payment plan, yes. So that's one of it. That's one. And then so let's put together a few strategies that we'll put in place. And then just say, so we could kind of got the steps of that. Okay, so one, or that we got a payment plan. What if, okay, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford it every week. If we break it down, what other strategies can we use? What about
not every week?
Yeah. So we can do that. So that's a good one as well. So we can say, okay, well, we can meet once a fortnight, and then
Yes.
I'll give you a program to work on that on the other week, right? So that way your time is still available. You're not discounting your service. So the one thing, and you didn't say this, which is good, is for me, discounting your own service, okay, can be a little bit demotivating for yourself. So what you want to do is you want to keep firm to what you feel your service is worth. If the person can't afford it, okay, let's find strategies that can overcome that. That can be one. The other one, like we said, payment plans. The other one we can look at is also splitting costs. So, if they may have another person, a friend, or you've also got another client that's in a similar situation, maybe they can train together at the same time and they can split the costs that way as well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So let's just let's put the example in first. So let's put in the example of what it is. So client with financial constraints, or whatever way you want to word it. Yeah, perfect. The cost payment plan. Yep. And let's put, because I like the one with training, not training, it's like reducing the frequency of training, and then so maybe put that down as well. That's a good, because some people might not want to train with someone else, and they don't want to commit to a payment plan as well. So basically, you've got now 3 strategies, 3 plan options you've got to ensure you're not losing your client.
All good.
Yep. All right. So behavioural is the last section. So behavioural is attitude. So one of our examples could be, how can you motivate an individual if health and fitness isn't a priority in their life? Okay. So our example can be health and fitness isn't a priority in their life. What strategies can we use to overcome that barrier? So it feels like, you think, well, then why are they coming to see me? It could be any reasons. It could be, my wife said I have to do training, or the doctor said I have to do something about my health, but I hate training. So that's the kind of, so they don't see it as a priority. They feel like they have to be there. They don't want to be there. Now, what strategies can we use to overcome the behavioural issues they have about this? What would you do? What if you had a client like that just didn't see it as a priority, just felt like it was something they had to do? What kind of things?
Probably just inform them about like the risk factors and that.
Yep. So inform them about the risk factors. Okay. All right. Perfect. I know risk factors. Okay. Oh yeah. I know that. My GP's already told me that. So then what else can we do?
I
get clients like this. I get it. When their wife has said to them, mate, go and do something about yourself. You got kids, you got to look after yourself. Yeah. Okay, I'll do it, but I don't want to. So to me, if this was a position, I would actually find out why they don't find health, why isn't it a priority? Okay?
Yeah, okay.
So what you want to do is you want to individualise programs around what they need, what the client's needs are. So if you can break down why isn't it a priority, goes, I hate lifting weights, I find it boring. I hate running. Okay, so you've established what they don't like. All right, well, this is why you're here. Let's put together something, a program is based around you and what you like.
Yeah, okay.
I don't mind doing a little bit of boxing. Yeah, all right, boxing's your cardio. Let's do it. Let's do our boxing. We don't need to go for runs. Do you like, boxing can be your cardio and your strength work as well. Oh, great. And then we don't need to lift weight. Do you like what about using a different format of training? So maybe do you like, more of a boot camp style training? Maybe we can do some rope slams. We can do some TRX rows. We can do some sled work. And you're trying to kind of establish a different type of programming based on what they need. So let's put our example of health and fitness isn't the priority of their life. Yeah, perfect. All right, that's what we want. That's the one.
Cool, sweet.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So let's just get rid of that EG part if you want. It doesn't matter. Just leave it there. All right. So we're on the right track. So that's perfect. So what we're trying to do is always have different strategies and motivators, because everybody's going to have different issues in regards to why they can't train, and it may sound like excuses to you, but what we need to do is we need to break and this is what it's all about. It's all about that open communication, understanding what the barriers of training is and exercise is, and working towards it. So they need to be coming up with the answers. Okay, you're just putting the ideas in their head, and they're coming up with the answers. So that's like, okay, this is what I really want to do, and you're just trying to guide them to that right path as well.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so first two questions completed. Great. Okay, so next question is just more of a legislative question. You're not going to learn too much in regards to becoming a trainer. This is just more legal jargon that we need to kind of run through. So as you can see in the tutor notes, there's a whole range of different responses for each one. So what I'll get you to do is I'll get you to just to read through these notes, so just the responses, and then once you've kind of read through them, I'll actually copy and paste these responses into your answers, because they're what they are is the definitions of what they mean. So it's not that it's not a teaching tool. It's just more of. So this is probably the only small percentage of your work will be copy and pasted. This is kind of one of them where it's more about legislative jargon.
So you just want me to read through it and just understand it? Yeah, just
read through it, yeah. So obviously the first one's about communication. It's about ensuring everyone's got their own opinions. You're dealing with people in a professional manner. Second one is about we'll run through this a little bit more, complaint procedures, so dealing with things consistently and fairly. Your customer service procedures, that you've got a professional standard every from day-to-day basis, and how you should present yourselves. You've got a reporting procedure as well. So any reports, like the reports could be all your pre-exercise questionnaires and stuff like that, are actually held in a secure location. They need to be held for a certain amount of time, and they're private and confidential as well. So that's the first section. And I'll put that down for you. This one so goes through professional presentation of staff, so always maintaining professional image and well presented. So that was a privacy and confidentiality, ensuring all those pre-exercise questionnaires, people's medical information is always safeguarded, and you're not giving those forms to other people, and ensuring your records are kept in a safe, locked up environment with pre-screenings being need to be required to be held for at least 7 years as well.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll run through that a little bit more as we go through some of the questions. All right, let's go straight to the next question. All right, question 4. So from time to time, clients will have complaints about your facility or service. Some may be valid, others may not. So in that video, we go through conflict resolution. However, it is quite straightforward, but we want to kind of run through now the process of dealing with potential complaints and what we do about it instead of there. So first of all, we want to identify the 2 potential complaints that may arise in a fitness facility. So let's have a think about it. So there's a little bit of an example here as what you could possibly do. But so do you just train at Penrith, or you kind of go to your own gym as well?
No, I just trained at Penrith.
Okay. So what potential complaints do you think that may arise in a fitness facility?
Weights are a big issue, like
using
different weights and
no, so as in like not having
like just hogging them.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying so members not are they not putting their weights, or they're just using the same weights for a long period of time?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe we're saying member complaints about not having access to weights due to others. What's another word? So I'm trying to find another word for hogging. So to maybe they're holding on to the weight for an extended period of time, something like that. So let's put complaint 1. So I'll get you to write down in your so member not having access to weights. So maybe we'll put that one down.
Yeah.
And then maybe due to other members. Yeah. All right.
That all sweet?
Yep, perfect. All right, so that's the complaint. Now, what we want to do is we need to now, how do we resolve this complaint? So someone's come up to you as you're working on the gym floor, and someone's come up to you. So what's the next step? What would you do if someone had come up to you with a complaint like that?
Probably discuss it with the other person.
Yes. Okay. So what we want to do initially is we need to have it written down first. So we need to make sure so first step would be to always document the complaint, just so you can kind of put it in writing. So that would be my first step. So I'll probably write that down.
Yeah.
Okay. So in regards to resolution, we've got to look at it in a different way. So, this could be a common complaint that you would get. right? So it may be something that happens quite often at the gym. So we need to find something not just to do a Band-Aid response. So we're not just saying, I'm going straight to you and saying, look, you need to limit your time on the dumbbells. You need to put them back away after you finish your workout. Okay, but then the next person does it as well. So what we need to do is we need to kind of put a resolution for everyone. So no matter what, everyone is under the understanding of those rules. So if we're going to do that, what would be the best method? How would we be able to notify every member of the way it works around here? So to me,
What? What's that?
To me, you need to put a blanket rule down in regards to time and stuff like that. Yeah.
Have like a sign up around the gym.
Yep. Okay. Yep. So I'll put So you've done that. So put signage around the gym. So you're trying to know, and in that. So what are we putting in that? So what are you saying? People to put their. So are we saying people? So we've got to have a rule now in place saying, well, that people you can only use the weight for a certain period of time, or are we saying they're ensuring they're putting all their weights away? So how do we then go about from that position of what do we put in that signage so everyone's clear of what we're trying to resolve?
Okay.
I would say more along the lines is you want to work around kind of their guilt factor. Things like please be considerate of other members when utilising the weight. Other members are also want to kind of things like please be considerate of the use of how long you're utilising the weight as other members require the use of those weights, something along those lines. Yeah. Okay, so all good. So next one would be we need to report it as well. So that kind of thing, you maybe just report to the gym manager so he's across what the complaint is, just so he's, if it's obviously taken further, but if it keeps happening again. So I'll report it to the gym member, and you need to give feedback to the person that made the complaint. Say and inform the member of what action has taken place to make sure this issue has been resolved. So it's because it's all about member retention.
Yeah.
All right. So for the second one, we'll discuss the issue. Once we've discussed the issue complaint, I want you then to write up your procedures on your own. with us together. But okay, what's another thing in regards to the gyms that you find an issue?
People not putting their weights back, or not unracking the bench press and squat rack.
Yeah. So let's maybe go to a different set. Obviously, it kind of comes around the same issue as members keeping weight for too long. So the documentation is going to be probably the same. Let's now look into something else. What's another thing?
Not using towels.
Yep. All right. So hygiene. So however way you want to do that. So put that down. What's the complaint?
Okay.
So identify the complaint first. Yep, perfect. All right, perfect. Okay, so that's the complaint that you've received. Now I want you to kind of, in a similar process to number one, go through the steps. So obviously certain steps are going to, step 1, step 2, and step 4 are going to stay the same. Your strategy is just going to be a little bit different on what you're going to do to try to minimize this occurring in your facility.
Yeah, right.
Yep, perfect.
Well, sweet.
Yep, perfect. All right. So that is 1A.